little sideways. That's not bad at all. Hello all. As we wait for people to show up, I'm Matti Makes, and today I am going to spin from the lock. Now you can see my spinny. That is awesome. Back up a little bit. And you can see me if I lean over just a tad, which is a little odd, but we will make this work without spilling my soda. That would be bad. So it's late here. It is after 9:30, and I'm planning to spin for at least an hour, hopefully a little bit more. I'll spin until my husband gets home. That's how life is here. But I thought I would show you how to spin from the lock. I am on a Spinolution Bullfrog. I have it set up with the small flyer, which I believe is 9 ounces. And so we don't get feedback, I'm gonna kill the sound on this, but I wanna make sure that I can see your chats. So I have another screen set up with your chats on it that is close enough to my face that I can actually see it. Being over 40, you go blind, don't you? Maybe it's just me. I've been wearing glasses since I was like 6, 7. It's funny, because my eye doctor is now my father-in-law. So I'd ask him. I don't think he'd remember. All right, I'm gonna start spinning in the S direction so I can do my final ply in the Z direction, because I don't know if I'm gonna knit with this or crochet. And if it's Z spun, it works better for crocheting. And I am gonna use some of this mixed breed long wool. You hear me saying that a lot. This is from the Castle. Just gonna call it the Castle because their house looks like a castle. If you caught my last video, I talked a lot about that. And this is a lighter color. It's like a fawn gray. Really pretty. Can't wait till I can get the darker stuff. Oh, there's 2 darker fleeces washed up. But I'm just gonna start by opening these up. And I think I'm gonna do tip to tail, so the outside tips to the cut. And the way this fleece is, it just opens right up. So I am just gonna start by pulling out a little bit. And I got it in my loop, and I got some twist in there, and I am just gonna spin that right up. And it's pretty much gonna work like a long draw. I just have to make sure I get enough twist in the fiber supply. Now this is just washed. Nothing else has happened to this fleece. I have a garbage can over here because when I picked it up, it was just in the barn. Oops, fell off its leader. On some straw. So there's quite a bit of straw in it. So you'll see me picking things out of it as we go. It came out, so I didn't have enough overlap. So we're gonna put a few inches through, and I'm gonna spin it again. Put a little extra twist there. I haven't spun with this fleece before, so I didn't know how much twist it actually needs. Being a longer staple, shouldn't need as much, but it's just getting that original caught on, and I believe we are now. This is where I wish I had 2 cameras and I could show you some different angles. But I'm still filming from my phone. Yeah, I know it's been like 2 years, but I'm still filming from my phone, and I did upgrade my phone, so that's good. So that works out being, what, $15, $20 a month to upgrade your phone? Yeah. Now with the Spinolution, I have pegs, so I bounce it between the pegs to try to even out the weight distribution on the bobbin. And this is pulling a lot, so I'm gonna drop it down 1. So I dropped it down to a bigger whirl. And on this, it's down, right behind, you can't really see it, but it's right behind the flyer setup here, because it was about ready just to steal it out of my hand. There we go. This is spinning up really fine. It's really lovely. Can you see that? Not really. Not much I can do about zooming in, but it is pretty wonderful. And I'm still off that original lock. And there's different ways we can spin it. I'm just spinning it straight from the tip of the lock. You can spin from the fold as well. The next one we'll grab another lock and try that. Or I can just break it. So broken, I'm going to twist out. All the things I could edit out, but I can't because I'm live. That's okay. I like going live at least once a month, and I haven't done so yet this month. So I'm just going to wind it back off. And this probably just means I got it a little too thin. Like I said, I haven't spun this fleece before, so I didn't really know what was too thin. So backing it off a little bit. The thin part there too. We'll just back them both off. I also have been spinning on my other spinning wheel and not this one, so that could... We're having a wee bit of disaster over here. Come on. I'm also trying to pull it off and it's a little tight. Come on, hold some tensile strength. I'm gonna put some more twist in this. Maybe that was the issue. Some more tensile strength in here. And then these are fuzzy on the end now. I let them untwist. We're just gonna try to get them to catch. Got them to catch. And we're just gonna put some extra twist in there. We draft it out a little bit. And try to add some more twist. Just still trying to pull it right out of my hands. So we're gonna drop it. Oh, I'm sorry, raise it. Wow, I do not remember how this one worked. It gets bigger as it goes up. So we're gonna pull it up a couple. That's better. Me doing things backwards. Like I said, I've been using my other wheel and it works differently. I don't know how people can operate with 4 or 5 wheels. They all work so differently. But anyway, all reattached, adding extra twist. Getting this reattached back on. I almost want to have some music on, but I'm not sure what YouTube would yell at. I feel like I'd be safe if I decided classical was a thing to listen to, which classical music can be really quite gorgeous or annoying depending on what you're listening to, how long you've listened to it. Anyway, draft out a little bit more here. And there's a wee bit of straw in here. I'm hearing some noise upstairs. I hope it's my son going to bed. Could be my daughter getting home too. It's fine. You know, she's 17. She's old enough to, well, pretty much come and go as she wants, but as long as I know where she is. I'm trying not to get it too thin because evidently it doesn't like that. So no lace weight with this one. I think 2-ply sock weight or fingering weight, however you want to look at that, is as narrow as we're getting. Now this is a pretty coarse wool, so it would make pretty durable socks, I think. Yeah. I would take extra nylon and run them in on the heels and the hose. Changing my pegs. It's time to get another lock of wool. And while we're working on this, I'm just going to wrap this around the pegs here. There's 2 pegs together. And then we're just going to open this up. Like I said, it's pretty long, right? And there's some stuff in it. Yeah, it's good. Okay. I like doing the pop test. I'm just going to open it up. It's going to drop some stuff out of it. It's pretty good. I mean, this one we're going to try to do from the fold. So I opened it and loosened it up. There's little bits of stuff in there, but they'll hopefully work their way out. We're going to take it, fold it over your finger, right? And break it right in half. Okay, so it's over my finger, it's in half. I don't spin from the fold that often, so if it's a little clunky, it's going to be a little clunky. And I'm trying to get the little things out of it. It's got little bits in there. But like I said, this hasn't been processed at all. It's just sitting here in this mass, overflowing IKEA bag. I mean, we're talking some serious size sheep. They are raised for meat. They were a 4-H project. And the parents still raise the sheep. They breed them every year. You know, one of them's in my freezer. They're good things. Gotta love sheep. A little less of a print than a cow, but you know, raised outside. It's awesome stuff. So we got this folded. Wool's on the fold, and we're going to actually try to get it to catch from that fold that's on my finger. So I just have it folded in half. Not very much of it. Realizing there's quite a delay. Okay, I'm just holding it up and they're getting caught. And it's just drafting from that fold. I need another view camera. I'll have to do this where I can actually get a camera here so you can see what's actually happening. But it's just taking that fold. I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit thicker. That's okay. And it's just drafting right off my finger. And to the next bit. Oh yeah, it's not bad. I have to say, I do not prefer this over what I was doing. It's taking more mind power. That's just, okay. I have a thick spot. What did I do? It's just where it was pulling off because it's doubled. Yeah, works though. So if you want to do a thicker yarn, this works. I hate little bugs. Anyway, now I'm holding up my hand because there wasn't much left of that fold. It is still folded though, and it's just drafting from that. And there's the other one almost gone. Okay, this is fun. You can actually pick through what colors you want this way. So if you wanted to do like go to that self-striping thing, you know, like I have a self-striping video, you can actually pick out what locks you want and do colored locks for each one. That would be amazing. Now I'm just breaking the tip of this, and there's goobers in the tip. Not everything comes out when you wash it, but they're not sticky. As far as that's concerned, it's good, clean, scoured wool. The tips just hold a little bit of debris. It's not even bad. Just feels a little sandy. Anyway, you could also take a little brush and open up the locks that way. But if you want to spin and you don't have like the drum card or combs or whatnot, you don't need them. They're not a must. There's a little wrinkled bit at the top. Oh, that's good. Okay. We're all good. It's all floofy now. And get the wheel going again, and I'm just holding the fluffy ends to it. They just get caught right on. Then you're back drafting it out over what you've already spun. I'm trying to keep it consistent. Sometimes you gotta stop the wheel a little bit and draft out a little bit more. Still trying to make sure I get enough twist in it that we don't have anything popping loose. There we go. This is pretty nice stuff. Wish you could see in the bobbin a little bit more. It's variegated, shades of gray tan. As speed goes, it's really easy prep. I'm not sure it's faster to spin it this way than it is from like a comb top or a bat. Because you do have to stop at the end of each lock and refluff up another lock. You can fluff up some in advance and have them just sitting by you. And I'm just kind of doing like a modified long draw here. It's drafting out really nice. Trying really hard not to rush it. I'm looking at all the garbage on my lap. Yeah. Probably should make an apron. There's stuff in there. Okay. Around, baby. Pretty part. I don't think I teased that in quite enough. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to draft. I'm keeping in mind this is like 6 inches long, so it's why my hands are so far apart. Because if they were closer, I wouldn't be able to draft it at all. Yep, there's stuff. Little fruit fly hanging out over here. I was in and out the door to the garden today, so. We're having like cool sunny days. So the garden is happy, but things aren't ripening too quickly. I'm almost afraid that we're gonna run out of summer before the garden has time to ripen. The climate is definitely changing around here just in the last few years that we lived here. Well, a few years I lived here. Husband has lived here longer than that. And I flip it back over. you see the variegation down here? I hope you can zoom in. Now I can see the comments if anyone wants to pop in and ask questions or whatnot. That would be awesome. Got to end of another one. Oh, it's darker up here and then it lightens out. Love it. Trying to find some cleaner bits. Or some lighter bits. Ooh, look at all this is tan. And half it's on the floor now. That's okay. I'm gonna wrap this back around here. Should have stole Oreo's little brush. Oh. Dog brushes work great for fluffing this up. Oreo's a rabbit, but he has this cutest little brush. And it works good for just opening up the ends. It's like a flicker brush. It is as small as a flicker brush, but it's made for rabbits. Just gonna make sure it's all the same way, because this was starting to do a foldy thing. Anyway, all layered up, and this is so light. And again, starting with the tips, ending with the shorn tail. Fluffy bits, line them up. Come on. And they instantly just grab on. I hope you can see some of that. It just grabs on. And you just draft it so it's not too thick. Then it meets up with that floofy end that you already had. I want to see how many times I can say floofy here. Yes, I know I'm saying floofy and not fluffy. Just catches right on. That's a thicker bit because you got something dirty. Nope, you just got something overlapped. It's folded. Oh, that's not bad. Should we keep some ends in there? That's actually pretty darn even. Even enough. It's funny thing about spinning. When you first start spinning, it's all thick and thin and wonderful, and it's going to be the best art yarn you make. I swear, it's fabulous stuff. And then you start spinning more and more and more because you want to get it consistent. And you want to be able to do different projects with it. And then the next thing you know, all you can spin is thin. So now you have to work to get different thicknesses. Like I really want to spin thin, but this fiber doesn't want to be that thin because then it just won't hold together because it's pretty thick in itself, and I need more fibers together. You know, if I was spinning with cashmere, it would be the same number of fibers I'm putting through now would be half the width that this is because it's just so fine. And is like butter to spin. Is absolutely amazing to spin cashmere. I have a friend that has cashmere goats. I should see if she actually took care of them this year. Last year she said she was going to shave them, and I looked at her like she was crazy, because you don't shear cashmere goats. You comb them because the beautiful fluff in the cashmere is actually their undercoat. Fly wanted to drink my soda. I told him no. So anyway, kind of want to go comb a goat. Kind of want to do it in a stand, and my stand is currently blocked right now with other stuff because we cleared off the deck. We're having a deck remodel, and the garage doors going in the same month. So everything wound up in the shed. So now my stuff is blocked. Oh well. We will get it sorted. If I really want to get at it, I can. It just takes me a while. Why don't I have uptake? Why are you not uptaking? hand uptake. I'm just do it by hand. We'll figure it out. We good now? Okay. Guess it just didn't want to work over the pin there. All right. Fixing my fiber supply. It was getting a little bit pushed together. Now it's all sorted again. Make sure everything's fluffy. Kind of a benefit of having long nails. I'm just combing through it with my nails right now. I'm using my right hand to mind the twist so it doesn't go too much into the fiber supply. But with this modified long draw I'm doing, I want some twist in there. So let some twist out, pull it back. Try not to get it too thin. I got it a little thin right there. Oop. All right, scooting back a little bit. That was my knee hitting the pins. That's okay. On one of my previous videos, someone asked if there was a way to raise this up because trying to ply while your spools are on these pegs is quite disastrous because it will hit the pegs. She's like, well, maybe you can just raise that up. And I'm like, so I was thoroughly on the Spinolutions website, looking at anything and everything that would do that. Nothing. There was nothing to do actually with that. But I did find if I actually break the pegs, I can buy new pegs. So, you know, that was helpful. They're not horribly expensive. I did find out that my spools, especially the big one, because I broke one of my big ones, that was over a $50 break. I almost cried when I read that. I'm like, oh, now I have to figure out how to fix it. I think a lot of glue and some sort of metal pipe, because I broke the shaft. So I'll have to secure it with something. And I'm thinking like a plumber's thin plumbing pipe or something like that will work. Anyway, there's instructions to 3D print some spools, so that's cool. And they were free. I mean, the pattern was free. I don't have a 3D printer, so that doesn't help me, but the cool idea, and it was nice that they offered it. And they were like lacy on the side, so they weren't as thick and heavy. So I'm not sure how that would change like your weight ratios and how it would spin. But definitely intriguing. I'm just gonna pick up some of the stuff I threw on the ground earlier. Whew, take me to the barnyard, covered in it. This looks so nice and clean other than a few little bits too. Goes to show you never can tell about a fleece until you start opening the tips up. And then you're like, sweetie, what did you get into? But these are raised outside under the trees, so everything, anything. They do have a barn that they can seek shelter in, so that's cool. But anything, everything. So all opened up, coiled back around. It's a weird sticky spot there. Okay. Anyway, we'll work through that. All right, all lined back up. This is another light tanny color. Fluffed up the ends, and we're just going to let them spin around, get caught, and draft it out. Let the twist go. And pull it back, twist, pull back. If you think you're getting too thin, just let more twist back into your fiber supply. Come on, pull it. Oh, I think I'm letting it too loose. You have to keep tension on from the wheel. Otherwise it does not want to pick it up and put it on the spool. Oh, it's going to be a halo yarn. Little bits. Or some of those are going to get wrapped back in when you apply it. I do have some wool on my website. It's like this but white, and well, white / rainbow because I dyed it. I'll get some of this up there too because heaven knows I don't need a full IKEA bag. I can definitely share that. And since it's natural, I won't have to charge that much for it because all I did was skirt it and wash it and go pick it up. I had to go find where it was and go pick it up. So like I say, make friends with your local farmers. I'm thinking about putting a sign up at some of our farm supply shops, you know, to see if people have unwanted wool. If they want to see it go to some use. Because most farmers don't want to see it go to waste unless they know it's not good for anything else. And if they don't have that many sheep, they can't bulk sell it, because you can bulk sell it for what locally here, bulk sell it for mattresses. I think insulation, because using wool as a house insulation is, am I saying that? Insulation is really awesome because it's fire resistant. It's just naturally fire resistant. Wool does not want to burn. So if it's in the insulation of your house, it's going to be a fire prevention method. So why don't we do more of this and less of the Pink Panther stuff? Just saying. Am I just showing my age by saying the Pink Panther stuff? They probably don't make that anymore, do they? But anyway, if you only have a few sheep, you're not doing any bulk sales like that. Come on, keep some tension going. Twist. It's just magical watching it just all twist together. All right, and we'll wrap this up and get ourselves another piece. Oh, wrong way. Wrap it up. I love the colors. I didn't think it would be so varied on the spool. And I will take some pictures of this and probably put it as the, well, going vertical, probably can't do that. But I'll try to take some pictures and at least put it on my Instagram. See if I can get a darker piece. Ooh. Talk about the difference in this fleece. Look. See how dark? See how light? And it's still kind of attached to the container. So, I mean, that's all off one sheep. And I got rid of the really dark pieces because the really dark pieces were by the bum. Don't want the bum pieces. Okay. So let's break some of this out. Shorties go in there. Just opening it up. I keep looking around to see if there's a brush close by I can grab without really going off camera. And there's not. I'd have to definitely do some off-camera work to grab anything. Anyway, we're fine. We don't need tools. We have fingers right over here. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the tips again, and hopefully we can see a dark band appear right here. You can almost see that better than I can. Okay, start going back around again. Get the tips caught. There, I didn't leave that much fluff on this one. So, we'll just have to call that good. It looks barber pulled already. Ooh, don't get it too thin. Remember, if you get too thin, just let some more Swiss stuff in here. Yeah, it's just a place where they all ended kind of at once. It's all smoothed out now. Okay, look, twist up, draw, draw, draw. Tension back in. Is it getting darker yet? Yeah, it's just going to be a thing of picking the little debris out of here. Just pick the straw out as you go, it's fine. It's actually working really good. As it's drafting out, it's dropping little things on me. That's a thick spot. Okay. Sometimes it's thick, it's just like a little air poof. You rub on it and condense the fibers, and it's all better. So within doubt, just rub it. I guess that's how that works. Got a little sideways there. Stay straight on. And I do have to admit the stool I'm on is a little high for this, because it's a little wheel. It is a very little wheel. I actually discovered that sitting on a 5-gallon bucket is perfect for this wheel. But you don't want to sit on a 5-gallon bucket very long because it's just not comfortable. All right. Oh, it is darker. It's darker. Can you tell? I wish I could zoom you in a little bit more, but it's a phone. I don't have that technology. Okay. Brush myself off, grab more. Light, dark, light, dark. Which am I doing? Back to dark. Okay. There's like three little tendrils here. We'll break them apart. You don't really have to worry about the middle. You break apart the tips and the shorn ends. The middle's normally pretty good. Yeah. All right. Ready to rock and roll. How are we looking? Looking good? One more. All right. Feels a little overspun. It's all right. When we ply it, we'll go the opposite direction and we'll take some of that out. So it's good that it's a little overspun. It's a little tight. Now, even if you're viewing this after the live, I will go and look at my comments. YouTube does let me know when I get new comments. If you link comments together, sometimes I don't see all those, but if it's like a new comment, not in a thread, I will see those. And I respond to most of them. Especially if there's questions, I will respond to questions. I love that, it's so pretty. Okay. Really love the color of this fleece. Now I do want to make something for the people that gave it to me. And if you saw my video last week, I really am thinking of that little gargoyle. I'm not sure if this would look like sandstone. This would actually be quite pretty. Or we could do like a woolly hat, because it does get, you know, chilly in here in the winter. I've been known to have ice storms. They're freaky. There's been 2 ice storms in the last 9 years. You know, trees falling down and all that. So we do get, and snow. We do get snow. Geez, we got snow in March. This year. We got snow in March. It's like brand new deck. Snow on it. So I was thinking could make them woolly hat. Not sure you'd want this as a scarf. It's a wee bit itchy, but if I did a hat, I could do something softer around the brim. Definitely have some stay power. But the idea of that gargoyle just so dang cute. So let me know in the comments, what would you make the farmer? Or the farmer and his wife? Because she's the one who's like, come get the fleeces. He's like, come get the ram that's annoying the hell out of me. It's all good. Pretty, pretty wool. Because we have this one, we have one that's almost white, it's like a creamy white, and 2 that are like dark, like slate gray. So I have all those. There's 4 fleeces to make something out of. Or I could make one thing out of all fleeces. It'll just take me a lot longer because I haven't had a chance to wash those up yet because kids, summer vacation, water issues. Our well isn't refilling as fast as it should. So no happiness there. So I really have to watch when I wash my wool, and try not to use too much water, and do all the different water conservation things I can do. Like the last rinse water from one batch becomes the first rinse water for the other. Things like that. Oh, I can do a little bit more there and then we'll go back the other way. You could do socks. Or like the headband. Ooh, I put pictures of it on Instagram, and I showed it here in my stripe videos. The aqua and brown headband. Could make another one of those headbands, even in, you know, solid. Like this is going to be real solid. Even in these tones, it would look pretty. Come on, what are we doing here? Go on to the ball bed. Thank you. I'm just giving it too much slack and it doesn't want to pick up. Because I'm talking while spinning. Gosh. What I started it, oh, it's after 10. So I've been spinning for 40 minutes. It's not too bad. You see what's on there? Here to here, basically. It's not bad for 40 minutes. We stop, leave it fluffy, grab another one. I'm going for some variants. We're grabbing a light tuft here. Again, opening the tips. And I'm going to run off screen and actually show you how to use the brush technique. Can I grab a brush? Grabbed a brush. Okay, this is just a dog brush. And I'm going to twist the fiber in the middle, just hold it. Then not to do it above my other fiber, but just, no choice. Brush it out like that. And we'll take out whatever short bits in there as well. So like I said, don't really worry too much about the middle. Just do both ends. So if you have a little brush, you can do that. They sell dog brushes at the Dollar Tree. So that'll cost you anywhere from $1 to $2 depending on where you are in the country. Ours here is like $1.25 for some things, $1.50 for others. Anywho. And back around again. Fluffy ends. Ooh. I'm gonna pull out just a little section of fluffy ends. That was gonna be a lot. And they catch. Now let's see how easy this is to draft. So easy, we have to make sure we put extra twist in it so we don't overdraft it out. Super easy. So just that little brush through, maybe just slide. So again, modified long draw. Watching those beautiful colors come in. Come on. There you go. Don't know why you don't want to uptake. Pretty sure it's me. Left hand just going back, right hand's controlling the twist. Right hand's gonna figure out what's going on over here. Oh, why did the ends not want to go? We're just gonna force them into submission. Get a little twist in there, but not much. You can definitely even things out. I evened them out too much, a little thin now. Oh well. You know what you do when you get a thin spot and you're not happy about it? There's two things. You can break it off and try again. We can take some of our floof from the end here and just overcast it and make it thick again. It's going to be a little fluffy. It's going to take that thin spot, thicken it right back out. Then when you get to the spot that you like, you pull back a little more, make it thinner. This being a long staple doesn't work as well, but there you go. Now it's not thin anymore. Then twist. It is simply magical sometimes. Love it. Now we're going to grab another one, and we're not going to brush this one. Just for, thought I saw a couple new people pop on. And all I see is a people count. I can't say who you are or where you're from. I just see a number. I'm just going to open this back up. Just using my fingers to open it up the locks. This is the no tools method. Then the next one I'll use the brush again, and we'll do the minor tools method. Because most people can get their hand on a dog brush. They're not horribly expensive. Or you steal it from your pets. Totally fine. Okay. Have it all fluffed up. I'm going to adjust my pegs because I see it's getting a little high there. Boom. Over. Again, this is a Spinolution Bullfrog. So I call the spinning wheel Jeremiah. And Jeremiah's being finicky today, but again, I think it's me because I'm sitting up a little too high, so I'm not, I have to work hard to get across from the hook. Adding twist, jump in. I heard a bang on the top door. Now I hope y'all can hear me all right. The mic is on the phone, but it's not that far away. And I've done videos with it this far away before and had no problems with audio. Other than sometimes I get quiet and I mumble, and I apologize if I do that. This piece is drafting out really nice. Okay, in you get it, go in. Some more for the extra twist to go. He's not wanting to go in. Okay, I'm gonna run the band down one. I think I maybe have it up too high. Down one to a smaller ratio. So make it a higher ratio. More twists. Okay. All right. Yeah, now the uptake's fine. Okay. Gonna be such a floofy yarn. It is drafting pretty good. Stretch it back out. I love homespun yarn or hand spun yarn because of all the variance in it. It's not going to look uniform, but when you put it into like a garment or something, it all goes together really nice and looks pretty uniform. It's like, can you spin without looking? No, I can't spin without looking. I was at the Black Sheep gathering and they were having like contests. Can you spin, knit, crochet, whatever, like the fastest, and then without looking, we're gonna do it blindfolded. I don't think I could do it blindfolded. I do crochet sometimes without looking or knit sometimes without looking, but that's like 1, 2 stitches. Did I make it? Did I split the yarn? Yeah, no, it's like panic attack. I can't do it. So I guess it's because I use such fine material and I think it's harder when it's fine. Let me know if you feel the same way or differently. If it's like a size 4, I have, it's a lot easier to do things without looking, but I don't know if I could spin without looking. I probably wouldn't put enough twist in it. Hydrate, grab some more. Ooh, dark light, what are we doing? This is really pretty tuft here, other than it has some straw in it. I picked so much straw off of this when I first got it. Straw is not one of the worst things out. I was like dreading it. Then once I unrolled the fleece and fluffed it out onto my boards, most of it just fell away. And then when you wash it, it like floats. So it's like definitely not one of the worst things. These little dark things up in here. There's little dark particles. Yuck. I don't know what those are. Some woodland things. Oh, I said I would use the brush. Get the ends where the ends belong. We are going to use the brush. This is the garbage can. I'm going to try to do it over the garbage can, but I do want you to still see what I'm doing. Kind of. Okay. Just going to tease them. Try not to hit it real hard. It's leaving a little bit behind. But that's okay. I'll just put those little bits to the drum carder. Totally fine. You can pull them and spin them too. That's all right. And just breaking up where the shorn end is. Once you do that, you can't tell which end was what. That's pretty. Look at that. It's just brush with the dog brush. Super easy. And it's just gonna draft really nice for me now. It's getting a little thick. Move it down. I am surprised at how soft this is for what it is. Okay. See? Can't even tell I put 2 pieces together. And I was saying before that since I'm doing a one basically lock at a time. And if you had two similar fleeces but very different colors, you could easily do self-striping yarn. Especially if you did like the 3-ply chain method. Chain plying method, I should say. Totally easy. Maybe a little pre-planning. My fingers went a little sideways. Okay. Reorganize that so the end is there, tips are there. Okay. Yeah, and hold your fiber supply tight enough, but not too tight. Because you need some tension on it, but if you have a death grip, it's not going to come out. It's not going to draft. Now, if you have any questions, just drop them in the comments. I can see them. Oh, it's so pretty. It's putting all this light. I'm actually stacking the light back where it was before. It's light stacked on light. It'll be interesting when I apply this up. I wonder if the lights will pool or if they will be light, dark, and just be really awesomely barber-pulley. Now the cat woke up. I have the top door shut, so she's just going to sit there and yell at it. I won't let her sit too long. Poor thing, probably just wants her dinner. She's not starving. She has a constant supply of dry food. She just prefers the wet stuff. Kind of funny, this fleece is the same color as the cat. Yeah, probably go to about 11 unless someone gets home. Wouldn't want her to starve for too long. Considering the cat seems to be a favorite in the channel. I have some shorts that have quite some big numbers, and I think it's just because she's in them. Nothing to do with me. It's all Sapphire. Or nothing to do with what I'm doing. It's just Sapphire. She's just a pretty kitty. Here she's pretty obnoxious, but you know, she can be both. You know what? We are uptaking. Okay. I was just getting it sideways again, so it wasn't uptaking. There it goes. I had a thick spot, so I just had to go after it with my nails. Worked really well. This is spinning rather quickly. Little floofies in it. Not bad. Here we are, we're all to the end again. Can you see where it's dark and light on here? Let's do some medium ones. Some more gray going on. And I'm going to run the brush again. Yay. And twist just so I hold it together. Looks like something's might be backwards, so we're going to get a chunk out of here and just break up, because the ends are where the lanolin was sitting, so it gets a little squished together even though we removed the lanolin. And then again we have a fluffy, fluffy gorgeousness. I wasn't talking about you, Sapphire. Okay. Again, I have this little peak sticking out here. We're going to attach that on. And pull it back. Okay, why is there a big floofy? So I'm just going to unspin a little bit and pull. And most of it came out. And call that good. Yeah, perfect. Since you have a small fiber supply, if it gets over twisted, just twist it back the other way. If you have a big fiber supply, doesn't work that easy. We'll go for like another 15, 17 minutes, something like that. So if you have any questions, drop them into the chat there. Questions, comments, words of advice. Gosh knows I'm not the be-all, end-all of spinning knowledge. There's 5,000 different ways to do this. I just wanted to pop on and show a nice, easy way that didn't overuse tools, because I felt like I was really heavy on my tools the last few times. And not everyone has the room for tools. Not everybody wants a ton of tools in their space either, so. Always nice to have some ways to do things that aren't overly tool heavy. You can do the same preparation and do drop spindles too. It's just a little bit more persnickety when you go to add them on, but totally doable. I will have some Scottish spindles and some fiber hopping into the shop soon. I just got an order of like 6 of them, but they're all different, so I'll have to do a different listing for each one. They are very cool. I like them a lot. The artist that made them actually took extra time and did some like different woods together. Some of them has some Korean countertop in them that gives them an interesting color swipe, but they're all still pretty light. So I'll have to weigh them all, measure them all, and get them in there so people know exactly what they're going to get. Because there's a difference between, like, well, there's wool on it, but like this little narrow guy, totally narrow, you can see how close my fingers are together, and this chungus. They're both Scottish spindles. Their sizes are quite different. So I will get them on in the weeks to come with all their measurements, so people know what they're going to get. All right, I did that. I think we have time for one or two more here. We can just do this. That fiber out of there. That we're just gonna put to the side. Oh, Miss Sassafras. I don't know if you can hear her, but for me, she's loud because doorway. You can't even really see the doorway, you just see the open door. That's the stairwell, and she's yelling down the stairwell. Because I am a basement dweller. We're just gonna, I didn't even twist it, I'm just gonna tease them out a little bit. This one didn't look overly goopy. Just a little caught up, nope, it's fine. Easy peasy. We're gonna put it with this. Just lay those together. The tan ends were the tips. Cut right on. And we're gonna draft. And draft and draft and draft. Any unwanted, just pick them out. There's still a little stick in here, okay. Perfect. I am loving this yarn. I hope it turns out as well as a double ply as it does as a single, because the colors it's producing as a single are absolutely phenomenal. I should say shades, because it's all just tans and grays. And sticks. You know, it's like the small little ones that turn into splinters. It's like, ah, I'm out before I get a splinter on my finger. That would be bad. Maybe we should do this like every other Friday night. Just sit here and spin. Works for me anyway. Come on. Yeah. Looks a little fat, but I don't think it will be. No, that's fine. I have to say, brush, they draft out a lot nicer. have a good view of my bunny's hutch from here, and he's just hopping from one edge to the other. Cutie pies. Cutie pie upstairs and a cutie pie over there. Sticks all of this. Okay. Go and up. Yeah. Okay. All right, we have 10 minutes. We can do another one. As I don't twist that all up. Okay. So hydrate, kind of. Is it hydration when it's sugar water? Okay. More sugar than water. Right. Okay. We twist in the middle. If you want, you can actually use your leg. You do it this way too and fan it out. The pants I'm wearing are not quite, they're not denim thick, but they're not thin. Don't do this if you're wearing like silk or something. We got most of the grossness out there. Oh, good. Honestly, it's not that gross. It's just plant matter. Anywho, pretty sure everyone here has dealt with grosser things than plant matter. All right, and the tips. Get them caught on. Just amazing how fast that goes on. And then into the fiber supply and drafting. Drafty, drafty. It's getting a little thin. Am I gonna go back over it? No, I'm just gonna put it back into the wheel. Go into the wheel. There we are. Base edges, okay. This probably is just because it's probably covered in fiber. It's amazing how much I wind up wearing and picking off on me later. It's like spinning before you get into the car and you wind up pulling all this fiber off. Or spinning in the car. If I'm not driving, spinning in the car is fun. You caught my Tour de Fleece videos. Lots of spinning in the car because we kept going places. My husband has this little truck, it's a little car truck thing. The seats are nice and high, so it really works really well. Do some drop spindling in the truck. Oh, just crossing over. Okay. I thought I saw one of those little stick things, but it's just the dark part of the fleece. Like a few chocolate colored fibers. In you go. Alrighty. I think that is a wrap for me. I'm just going to end it off, wrapping it around these 2 pegs. So I can start again, because I still have, okay, it doesn't look like I took anything out of the bag. It really doesn't. But this is cool. Let me try to end you with a close-up shot of what I actually spun. So it's going to get a little rocky. And a little upside down. There. There, does that work? It does not like me. Okay, boom. Orientation, rotate it back. Okay. There we go. That helps. Oh, and I'm almost out of batteries. So that's what we spun up. So this is what we started with. This is just the loop I started with. But look at that light band and then the dark. So it is spinning up really neat. And this is the big pile of stuff I was working on. So yeah, that's an IKEA bag. Those are recognized most of the way around the planet anyway. So, put it back. Yes, hello. So until next time, good night, y'all, because it's 11 o'clock here. I'll see you all in the next one. End live.